Africa, a mysterious continent where nature does not just exist, but seems to tell stories with every breath and glance. Have you ever wondered what secrets lie hidden in the wildness of the Skeleton Coast, where Namibia's shoreline is like a desolate painting filled with ancient shipwrecks swallowed by fierce waves? Beyond that, Africa's majestic waterfalls flow like silver ribbons, capturing every eye and echoing the stories of earth and sky through the centuries. And beneath the surface, the magnificent Sof Omar caves in Ethiopia, along with the sharp limestone forests of Tsingy de Bemaraha in Madagascar, stand as nature's masterpieces carved in silence. Join us as we uncover these natural wonders kept like treasures by the locals, and you will see that Africa is not just land, it is a journey of mysteries never before revealed. Luango National Park is one of the most untouched and unique national parks in Africa, the only place on Earth where elephants, lions, and hippos walk along ocean beaches. It is nicknamed the Coastal Serengeti due to its incredible biodiversity, blending rainforests, swamps, rivers, grasslands, and long deserted coastlines. The landscape at Luango forms a primeval natural world untouched by humans, where ocean waves crash onto white sand beside the footprints of wild animals. Its rarity and wonder lie in seeing whales and dolphins offshore, while leopards, buffaloes, and chimpanzees roam freely on land. The feeling here is a mixture between the Amazon rainforest and East Africa's wildlife, all wrapped in one coastal setting. Luango is where the boundary between forest and sea completely blurs, creating an ecosystem that is almost impossible to replicate. Ouzaid Falls is the tallest and most majestic waterfall in Morocco, standing at about 360 feet, creating a spectacular scene in a semi-desert landscape. Water cascades down multiple layers of red rock, spraying cool mist into the air and forming natural rainbows almost all day long. What makes this waterfall special is that it acts as a green oasis surrounded by dry land, with olive groves, deep gorges, and untouched wildlife. The scenery here is unusual due to the sharp contrast between the powerful water flow and the scorched surroundings. On sunny days, light shines through the falling water, creating strange flickers and reflections like a moving sheet of glass. Ouzaid is not only a natural destination, but also a place that holds elements science still struggles to explain. Nosy Aranga is a sandstone mountain range located in southeastern Algeria, standing out in the vast Sahara Desert. It is one of the UNESCO World Heritage Sites due to its unique combination of natural and cultural value. This place is globally famous for thousands of ancient rock paintings and carvings dating back from 6,000 to over 12,000 years. Not only is it an outdoor museum, but this land also boasts extremely surreal landscapes, eroded sandstone blocks shaped into bizarre formations such as petrified forests, columns, arches, and narrow gorges. What makes Nosy Aranga extraordinary is the feeling of stepping into another planet. Strange shapes, strong red-orange hues, the harsh isolation, and the ancient atmosphere. Nosy Aranga was referred to as the Green Sahara in the past and continues to attract attention from archaeologists, geologists, and UFO researchers. Solilo Hills is an ancient rocky hill complex located in the arid northwest region of Botswana, recognized by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site for its archaeological, spiritual, and artistic value. This place is famous for having over 4,500 rock paintings that span tens of thousands of years, believed to be created by ancient San people. Solilo is not only seen as an open-air museum, but also regarded as sacred land. Locals believe it is the origin place of humanity. The landscape here makes a strong impression, as bare rock peaks rise suddenly from the flat land, with cliffs reaching over 1,300 feet above the cracked plains. Sunlight hits the rock art and causes colors to shift throughout the day, making the images appear to move. Solilo, not only an archaeological site, but also a place where science, belief, and mystery meet. Solonga National Park is the largest national park in Africa and the biggest protected rainforest on the continent. Located deep in the Congo River basin, the area is almost inaccessible by road and mainly reached by river. It is one of the few places left with untouched primary rainforest, completely uninvaded by human activity. Solonga is globally known as the home of extremely rare and endangered species like bonobos, forest elephants, and the Congo peacock, all with unique biological traits found nowhere else. The landscape here is purely wild, with dark, dense forests, winding underground rivers, and thick fog stretching for miles. In some areas, the humidity is so high that sunlight cannot pass through the canopy, creating a daytime night forest. Gola Rainforest National Park is one of the last remaining tropical rainforests in West Africa, covering around 275 square miles. This place has a rich ecosystem, home to more than 330 bird species and 49 mammals like chimpanzees, forest elephants, and pygmy hippos. It also has about 650 different types of butterflies and nearly 1,000 plant species, many of which are found nowhere else. The forest is important for conservation and is the first IDD+ project in Sierra Leone to help reduce greenhouse gas emissions. It is also deeply connected to local traditions, where people depend on the forest and follow ancient spiritual beliefs. Many local legends say the forest is guarded by ancient spirits, giving it a sacred and mysterious feeling. Skeleton Coast is in northwestern Namibia and stretches about 310 miles along the Atlantic Ocean. It is known for its harsh climate, with heavy fog and strong winds, making it hard for people and animals to survive. Hundreds of shipwrecks lie along the coast because of strong ocean currents, dangerous terrain, and poor visibility. The name Skeleton Coast comes from the many bones of whales, seals, and even humans found on the beach. A famous story tells how many sailors trapped here did not survive when trying to cross the desert on foot. This place has historical value because many sea explorers feared it as far back as the 15th century. Cedarberg is a mountain area known for red sandstone rocks shaped by erosion into arches and domes, creating a landscape that feels both ancient and surreal. The dry climate and strong sunlight make the rock faces change color during the day, glowing especially during sunrise and sunset. It is also a great place to view the night sky, where the Milky Way is clearly visible without any artificial light. Cedarberg holds many ancient rock paintings made by the Sand People, showing daily life and spiritual beliefs from thousands of years ago. What makes this place unique is the blend of rough terrain, rare natural features, and deep cultural history. The scenery here gives visitors the feeling of entering a timeless world, helping them connect deeply with nature and human heritage. Lake Natron stands out with red or dark orange water reflecting the sky and mountains in a surreal scene rarely seen on Earth. Its water has extremely high alkalinity with pH near 10.5 and temperatures reaching 140 degrees Fahrenheit, creating a harsh environment where only special bacteria and alkalapia fish survive. The lake's color comes from pigment-producing microbes in sodium carbonate-rich water, and natural mineral reactions quickly harden any animals that fall in and preserve their shape. The lake is considered sacred in Maasai culture and tied to ancient legends about life and death. The contrast between peaceful beauty and deadly conditions makes the lake a symbol of survival limits, where danger and beauty exist together. Lake Natron overwhelms not just with its one-of-a-kind scenery, but also inspires deep reflection about nature's power and our place within it. Mana Pools National Park is one of the few places in Africa that still preserves true wilderness, known for its landscapes of the Zambezi River, ancient trees, and seasonal pools. During the dry season, the remaining shallow pools attract animals like elephants, hippos, buffaloes, and crocodiles that come to survive. This is one of the rare areas where visitors can watch wildlife up close without needing a vehicle. Mana Pools also holds cultural value as a sacred land tied to ancestral legends and ancient rituals of local people. What makes this place special is its open ecosystem with no fences, where animals move and live freely as nature intended. The silence, untouched scenery, and intimate wildlife moments leave visitors with a deep sense of respect for nature. The Andringitra Mountains are one of Madagascar's oldest geological areas, with granite rocks formed over 2 billion years ago and peaks reaching about 8,700 feet. The terrain includes narrow valleys, open plateaus, steep cliffs, and river systems cutting through deep gorges. Its beauty comes from the contrast between ancient grey rocks and lush vegetation like forests, highland grass, and shrubs. In the morning, mist covers the valleys, and sunlight reflects on the rocks, creating a magical and mythical landscape. Local people believe the area is sacred and that strange winds are signs of ancestral spirits. With its ancient geology, rich biodiversity, and deep spiritual role, Andringitra is a powerful symbol of Madagascar's natural and cultural heritage. Lake Malawi is one of the oldest and deepest freshwater lakes in the world, formed millions of years ago by Earth's crustal rifting. It stretches about 370 miles long and reaches a maximum depth of around 2,300 feet, playing a key role in the region's ecology and history. One of its most unique features is the biodiversity, especially over 800 types of colorful cichlid fish found only here. The lake is also famous for its crystal clear water and shifting blue shades that create stunning natural views. At night, some local fishermen report seeing strange flashing lights on the surface, which remain unexplained. Historically, the lake served as an important trade route in both ancient and colonial times, connecting cultures and supporting development. Urgbi is one of the largest and most impressive sand dunes of the Sahara Desert, with dunes reaching up to 490 feet tall. Its beauty comes from the strange color changes of the sand under sunlight, sometimes pale yellow, other times bright orange-red, creating a surreal scene. When night falls, the entire area sinks into total silence, with only the sound of wind and sand slipping across the surface. On bright, moonlit nights, some people have reported seeing faint glowing lights moving over the sand with no known source. There is a legend that this place was once a cursed city turned to sand by the wrath of the desert. These strange phenomena and the surreal beauty have made Urgbi a symbol of the most mysterious and captivating parts of the Sahara. Gorongosa National Park is in central Mozambique and covers about 1,500 square miles. It includes lowlands, hills, and wetland ecosystems. The park was once damaged by war and hunting, but is now a strong example of nature recovery in Africa. It is home to thousands of animal and plant species, including over 400 bird species and big animals like elephants, lions, antelopes, and hippos. One major discovery in the park is animal fossils that are millions of years old and signs of early humans from over 100,000 years ago. In recent years, scientists found a new kind of spider and a new plant species that were never recorded before. There are also stories about ancestor spirits and course after ancient rituals. Nosy Aranga stands out with a white sandbar nearly 1 mile long that connects two parts of the island, only visible during low tide. Visitors can walk across the ocean without a boat, which is a very rare experience in the world. The surrounding water is so clear that people can see fish swimming at about 30 feet deep with just their eyes. It is an important nesting area for sea turtles, with dozens coming ashore each year to lay eggs. The coral reefs around the island are still untouched and home to hundreds of rare marine species. During sunset, the sky above the island turns orange, purple, and blue in rare combinations, creating a stunning visual memory. Cippy Falls is one of the most striking waterfalls in Uganda, known for its impressive height and stunning natural scenery. It is a series of waterfalls in a highland area where water drops from about 330 feet, forming a loud white curtain in the wild landscape. The surrounding view includes steep rock cliffs, thick green vegetation, and wide views stretching to the plains below the mountains. Cippy Falls attracts visitors through the strong contrast between the rushing water and the peaceful setting of the mountains. Cool weather, high altitude, and high humidity create light mist and rainbows that often appear at the bottom of the falls. This is not only a great spot for nature lovers, but also a peaceful place with rare views found in few other parts of East Africa. Chobe National Park is one of the most famous national parks in Africa, located in northern Botswana, and home to one of the world's largest wild elephant populations. The park stands out for its high biodiversity, rich ecosystems, and vast, untouched wilderness. Chobe's landscape includes grasslands, thick forests, wetlands, and harsh, dry areas, creating perfect habitats for hundreds of animal species. What makes Chobe special is the sight of thousands of elephants moving in large herds, sometimes with hundreds together, walking along rivers or across plains. The sunset light in Chobe is considered one of Africa's most stunning photo moments, when everything turns bright golden. This is not only a perfect place for wildlife lovers, but also a destination that shows a deep connection between raw nature and ancient life. Simien Mountains National Park is one of the highest and most untouched mountain regions in Africa, located in northern Ethiopia. Recognized by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site, the park features steep slopes, cliffs thousands of feet tall, and deep valleys carved over time. Unlike most mountain ranges, Simien has a layered structure with sharp peaks, highland grasslands, and vertical drop-offs. The climate here shifts noticeably with elevation, giving each forest level and grass zone a unique appearance. Simien is also home to many rare animals, including the Gelada baboon, Walia ibex, and Ethiopian wolf, all found only in this mountain area. The mix of wild beauty, great height, and geographic isolation makes this one of Africa's most majestic and least visited landscapes. Kitulo Plateau is a unique highland located about 1,600 feet above sea level, called the Garden of Eden of Africa, for its stunning wildflower bloom during the rainy season. It is the first national park in Africa, created mainly to protect plant life, especially orchids, wildflowers, and high-altitude species. The landscape is completely different from most other parts of Africa. Not jungle or desert, but colorful alpine grasslands stretching to the horizon. Kitulo makes a strong impression with its complete silence, fresh air, and cool climate throughout the year. In spring and summer, the whole plateau becomes a giant flower field with over 350 plant species blooming, many found nowhere else on Earth. This is a paradise for botanists, photographers, and anyone who loves the pure, bright beauty of nature untouched by human development. Kruger National Park is the largest and oldest national park in South Africa, with an area of about 7,500 square miles, which is larger than some small countries. This is one of the rare places in the world that has the full Big Five: lions, elephants, rhinos, buffaloes, and leopards living freely in the wild. Kruger is famous for having over 140 species of mammals and more than 500 species of birds, making it one of the richest ecosystems in Africa. During the dry season, animal herds often gather around rivers and waterholes, creating rare chances to witness natural hunts. A unique feature of Kruger is its internal road network of over 1,600 miles that allows visitors to explore by themselves without disrupting the ecosystem. This is also the home of some of the largest elephant herds in the world, and the only place where rare white lions may be seen. Serengeti National Park was founded in 1951 and covers about 5,700 square miles, making it one of the largest and most famous reserves in the world. Its landscapes stretch endlessly with vast grasslands, forests, and rivers, providing the perfect environment for a rich ecosystem to thrive. Serengeti is most famous for the largest animal migration on Earth, where over 1.5 million wildebeest and around 25,000 zebras move every year in search of food and water. The name Serengeti comes from the Maasai language and means the land that goes on forever, which perfectly describes the park's scenery. Recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site since 1981, the park represents the wild beauty of Africa and is a strong example of sustainable conservation and ecotourism. Erle is one of the oldest and most dangerous active volcanoes in the world, located in one of the hottest and driest regions on Earth. It is famous for having a persistent lava lake, an extremely rare geological phenomenon found in only a few places on the planet. This is one of the few volcanoes where people can witness bubbling lava flowing almost continuously for decades. The landscape at Erle is highly unusual, with black lava flows twisting like webs, cracked ground crusts, and sulfur smoke rising from secondary vents. Erle is not just a geological destination, but a symbol of the raw primal force deep within the earth. Woolly Waterfall is the highest in West Africa, with water falling from about 260 feet, creating a rare and powerful view. The waterfall is in a cool rainforest, surrounded by steep cliffs and fresh green plants, growing all year long. What makes it special is that the water keeps flowing even in dry seasons, fed by underground springs deep in the mountain. Around the falls live hundreds of birds and bats, creating echoing natural sounds that last all day and night. When sunlight passes through the water, small rainbows appear as a good sign in a majestic and peaceful setting. Comoé National Park is the largest national park in West Africa and a UNESCO World Heritage Site recognized for its rare biodiversity. It stands out for the unusual transition between moist forest, dry savanna, and flooded grasslands, all existing together in one single area. It is one of the few reserves where primates and savanna species like antelopes, buffaloes, and elephants naturally live side by side. This makes the park feel both majestic and surreal, a raw and challenging environment that seems untouched by modern life. Samburu National Reserve is a unique wildlife sanctuary in northern Kenya, known for its rare animal species and enchanting semi-arid landscapes. It is home to species only found in the north, such as the Grevy's zebra, long-necked Gerenuk antelope, and the blue Somali ostrich. Samburu's uniqueness lies not only in its biodiversity, but also in its scenery of rocky hills, dry grasslands, thorny bushes, all forming a wild, ancient, and vibrant backdrop. Unlike the lush green plains of the south, Samburu has a rugged, sinewy beauty of drylands that still pulse with energy. High temperatures, strong sunlight, and clear blue skies throughout the day create a harsh yet captivating environment. It is also one of the last places preserving the heritage of indigenous nomadic culture, making a visit here not just a tour, but a return to ancient rhythms of life. Chingi de Bemaraha National Park is one of the most unique and inaccessible natural heritage sites in the world, recognized by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site. It is famous for its razor-sharp limestone formations called tsingy, forming a natural stone maze that stretches for hundreds of miles. The spire-like rocks, sharp edges, deep crevices, and vertical cliffs create a landscape unlike any other on Earth. The scenery in Tsingy is not only striking because of its harshness, but also because life survives in seemingly impossible conditions. The terrain is so sharp that people must use ropes and hanging bridges to move through the area. Tsingy is more than a national park. It is a stone fortress where nature has built a completely isolated and bizarre world, as if it does not belong to this planet. Nyika National Park is the largest national park in Malawi and one of the most unique ecological regions in southern Africa. What makes this place stand out is not arid land or dense jungle, but vast highland grasslands with drifting mist, deciduous forests, rolling hills, and seasonal wildflower carpets. The vegetation here looks more European than tropical, making many first-time visitors feel like they've stepped into a misplaced world. This area is home to many rare and endemic species, including leopards, antelopes, and zebras that live at unusually high altitudes. Though remote, Nyika holds a quiet, deep atmosphere, one that feels peaceful yet filled with mysteries still beyond scientific explanation. Fish River Canyon is the largest canyon in Africa and one of the biggest in the world, stretching about 100 miles and dropping over 1,800 feet deep. It was formed hundreds of millions of years ago through tectonic activity and the flow of an ancient river. The canyon is known for its steep cliffs, winding bends shaped like a giant backbone, and a dry, hauntingly empty atmosphere. The scenery here is unlike anywhere else. A mix of desert, ancient rock, and layers of sharply carved sediment through time. The ground changes color depending on the time of day, making it feel like a world apart. Some of the rock layers are over 500 million years old. Fish River Canyon is not only a geological wonder, but also holds signs of life, extinction, and mysteries science still cannot fully explain. Tarkwa Bay is a quiet coastal bay separated from the noise of the city, known for its clear waters, soft sand, and calm waves all year round. Unlike many other beaches in West Africa, Tarkwa Bay feels like a silent buffer between the ocean and the mainland. The bay is beloved for its harmony between marine nature and an old-world atmosphere with coral reefs, long rows of palm trees, and rich sea life. The scenery here is both peaceful and mysterious. The water sometimes glows silver under the moon. Light mist appears suddenly at dawn. Tarkwa Bay is not just a relaxing place, but a space filled with mystery, where nature and unexplained phenomena constantly stir curiosity and wonder. Lake Retba is known for its rare pink color, caused by halophile bacteria in salty water and strong sunlight. The watercolor changes from light pink to purple depending on the weather and time of day, creating a dreamlike view. The salt concentration is very high, going over 40%, making the water able to float a human body easily. Local people harvest salt by Mamwund, forming a unique working scene that supports the economy for many generations. The lake once marked the finish line of the famous Paris-Dakar rally, making it well known around the world. A local legend says the lake reflects the spirit's emotions through its watercolor, adding mystery to its sacred image. Dinda National Park is one of the largest reserves in Sudan, covering more than 2,400 square miles and created in 1935, lasting almost 90 years. It is special because it combines three ecosystems: dry savanna, bush forest, and seasonal wetlands, helping biodiversity grow strongly. Dinda is home to about 160 bird species and nearly 30 mammals, including tiang antelope, leopards, Nubian giraffes, and other rare animals. During the rainy season, rivers flood the land and create temporary wetlands that attract thousands of migrating birds from Europe and Asia. Locals tell stories about the silent night shadow, when the forest goes completely quiet at night, believed to be spirits passing through. Dinda is not only a nature reserve, but also a symbol of long-term commitment to protecting ecosystems for future generations. Kitulo Valley National Park is one of Africa's most wild and majestic areas, with endless grasslands, towering mountains, and dry valleys stretching to the horizon. The ecosystem shifts dramatically with the seasons, where rains turn the plains green and attract elephants, antelopes, and giraffes, while the dry season leaves cracked earth and rare water holes. This area is also home to traditional nomadic communities who preserve ancient rituals and live in balance with the tough environment. Unaffected by mass tourism, Kidipo remains untouched and isolated, a land where nature and culture stay unchanged through time. For visitors, standing in this vast open space filled with wind and wildlife offers a moment to feel human smallness and a deep bond with nature. Liuwa Plain National Park is one of the most untouched wild areas in Africa, with flat grasslands stretching to the horizon and no clear boundary between land and sky. Each year during the rains, it hosts a massive migration of tens of thousands of wildebeests, the second largest of its kind in Africa, along with lions and hyenas. In the dry season, the landscape turns into cracked earth and golden grass, creating a dramatic contrast in habitats. Liuwa also has deep cultural value, once protected by traditional kings and considered sacred by local communities for generations. What makes this place unique is the total sense of isolation and perfect silence, where humans are only observers in a raw, natural world. For many visitors, Liuwa is not just a place for wildlife discovery, but also a space to reflect on existence and our connection to the planet. The Aranga Mountains are one of Africa's oldest geological regions, with peaks rising over 9,800 feet and formed by ancient volcanic rock. These mountains feature huge black rock formations with strange shapes and steep cliffs in the heart of the Sahara Desert. Sunlight changes their color from soft yellow to deep red during sunrise and sunset, creating a surreal natural display. The region is almost untouched by people and is home to rare animals like the Saharan cheetah, Addax antelope, and Barbary sheep. Local Tuareg people believe the mountain peaks are homes to ancestral spirits and that some rocks are turned to stone warriors. With hundreds of prehistoric rock carvings and tools, Aranga is both a natural wonder and a historic treasure of North Africa. Makgadikgadi Pans is one of the world's largest salt flats, once a huge ancient lake over 1,000 years ago and covering thousands of square miles. In the dry season, it becomes a bright, white, cracked land, glowing under the sun, while rains create shallow waters that mirror the sky. It is one of the few places where the Milky Way is clearly seen at night due to the lack of light pollution. Makgadikgadi welcomes tens of thousands of wildebeest and zebras during the rainy migration, along with hundreds of water bird species. A local mystery is the voice of the earth. Strange sounds at night, believed to be the voices of ancestral spirits. With ancient tools and fossil remains found here, Madagascar is both a natural wonder and a record of human evolution in Africa. Sof Omar Caves in Ethiopia is one of the largest and most impressive limestone cave systems in Africa. It was formed millions of years ago by the flow of the Web River through soft limestone, creating long corridors and deep pits. The cave system stretches over 9 miles, with natural rock arches and columns of stalactites rising up to tens of feet, creating a scene that is both mystical and majestic. Light filtering through cracks, combined with the sound of dripping water from the rock walls, gives a serene and sacred feeling. This cave is also associated with the legend of a Muslim saint, Sof Omar, who is said to have meditated and preached here, making it an important spiritual center. In addition to its spiritual significance, Sof Omar also has historical value, with traces of ancient cultures that once lived and held ceremonies here. Lake Bosumtwi is the only impact crater lake in Ghana, formed by a meteor about 1 million years ago, leaving a perfect circular basin over 6 miles wide. The lake is about 260 feet deep, with no river flowing in or out, creating a closed ecosystem that is highly sensitive to changes. Sediment layers at the bottom act like a time archive, recording thousands of years of climate data valuable to scientists. Some surrounding zones hold rare metamorphic rocks, shaped by the intense pressure of the impact, making the site a research interest for NASA. In local culture, the lake is sacred, and only wooden canoes are allowed, as people believe it is where souls come to bid farewell to the gods. On full moon nights, the lake becomes so silent and surreal that many feel they are standing between life and eternity. Lake Bogoria is one of the most unique alkaline lakes in Africa, with dark blue water reflecting the sky and surrounded by dry, rocky hills. Dozens of hot springs along the lake and underground shoot up white steam, creating a rare and striking scene in nature. The high alkalinity helps spirulina algae grow, attracting hundreds of thousands of flamingos and forming one of the largest flocks in the world. For local people, Lake Bogoria is sacred, where hot springs are believed to show supernatural presence and rituals have been held for centuries. What makes it special is the mix of geothermal activity, harsh ecology, and ancient beliefs. Standing among boiling water, flying flamingos, and quiet surroundings, visitors feel a deep connection to Earth's primal life. Table Mountain is about 3,500 feet tall and is one of the most recognizable natural landmarks in South Africa. The flat top of the mountain was formed over 260 million years ago through compressed marine sediments and long-term erosion. It is one of the oldest mountains in the world and is older than the Himalayas. Fog often forms at the summit due to moist ocean air meeting cold wind, creating a cloud layer known as the tablecloth. The lower areas of the mountain were once home to the San and Khoikhoi people, who left behind rock art and shelter sites. From the 15th century, Table Mountain served as an important navigation point for ships crossing the South Atlantic Ocean. Rubondo Island is located in the middle of the largest freshwater lake in Africa and covers about 93 square miles. It has an independent ecosystem with tropical forests and ancient basalt rock formations. This is one of the few places in Africa where chimpanzees live naturally, along with elephants, giant otters, and over 400 bird species. In the 20th century, wild chimpanzees were brought here for a rare experiment where they had to adapt without training. Local legends mention a silent zone where all sound disappears, believed to be a place where ancestral spirits dwell. Some old records suggest the island may have been used for secret biological tests during colonial times, but this is not officially confirmed. Lake Bunyonyi is one of the deepest lakes in Africa, with an estimated depth of about 2,950 feet, but no official survey has confirmed this. The lake was formed when ancient lava blocked a valley, creating a deep basin filled by underground water sources. The oxygen level at the bottom is very low, so organic objects that sink do not decay for thousands of years. There are no major rivers flowing into the lake, but the water remains clean and free of bilharzia, making it one of the safest lakes for swimming. The lake is also known for strange incidents where measuring devices stop working or lose signal, possibly due to unusual magnetic fields. In local history, there was a custom of abandoning unmarried pregnant women at the lake, leaving behind a dark cultural memory. Bangweulu Swamps is a vast, untouched wetland where water and sky seem to become one. It covers around 500-800 square miles, which is bigger than many small countries in Europe. One of the most unique things here is the shoebill bird, which looks like a dinosaur and stands nearly 5 feet tall with a shoe-shaped beak. Local people live closely with the water, using boats to move around, fishing, and building floating houses. The night brings strange sounds and old legends about spirits, making the place feel both mysterious and magical. The Okavango Delta is one of the largest inland wetlands in the world, covering about 5,800 square miles. It lies right in the middle of a dry desert. The river that flows here never reaches the sea, but disappears into the hot sand or evaporates in the sun. In the dry season, when most lands turn brown, this place becomes alive thanks to floodwaters coming from hundreds of miles away. The beautiful view shows thousands of small rivers, swamps, floating islands, and grasslands. This is one of the few places where the ecosystem stays wild and untouched by humans. Okavango is not just a wild paradise, but a sign of how nature can adapt and heal. Blue Nile Falls is one of the most powerful and mysterious waterfalls in Africa, where water drops from a height of about 130 feet. During the rainy season, the width of the waterfall can grow to more than 1,600 feet. Thick mist rises into the air, making rainbows appear all year and keeping the nearby forest fresh and alive. In the dry season, the water slows down and old rocks and green moss appear, showing a quiet, hidden beauty. For local people, the waterfall is not just nature, but a spiritual home where nature speaks through sound, light, and mist. Mole National Park is the largest natural reserve in Ghana, covering around 1,800 square miles, with savannas, woodlands, and riverine forests. It is home to over 90 species of mammals, with African elephants and antelopes being the most iconic animals. A special feature of the park is that it allows visitors to join walking safaris with guides to explore its ecosystem. A cliff about 820 feet high offers panoramic views and was once used as a hiding place in historical times. A mysterious story about a sacred stone that could not be moved adds a spiritual layer to the place. Mandatoto Island is a small island off the coast of Kenya, known for its clear blue waters and vibrant coral reefs. The marine ecosystem here is rich with tropical fish, seabirds, and sea creatures that can be seen easily when the tide goes down. A strong tidal change happens twice each day, exposing rocky reefs and sandy pools full of marine life. The island remains untouched by mass tourism and has no modern accommodations or buildings. Most travelers leave feeling closer to nature and more aware of the need to protect the ocean and the natural world. Liwonde National Park was established in 1973 and covers about 211 square miles, located along the largest river in Malawi, creating a mix of mopane forest, savanna, and wetlands. It is home to rare animals like African elephants, black rhinos, lions, leopards, and more than 400 species of birds. A special feature is the river safari, where visitors can easily see hippos, crocodiles, and herds of elephants along the water. In 2017, the park made headlines by reintroducing cheetahs after more than 20 years of absence. Since 2015, the park has been managed by African Parks and became a success in conservation, including moving over 500 elephants to protect nature. Toubkal National Park is the most famous national park in Morocco, with Mount Toubkal reaching about 1,671 feet, the highest point in North Africa. The landscape mixes rocky mountains, deep valleys, and green forests, creating a majestic and wild setting. A special natural feature is how the environment changes by altitude. Within a few miles, you go from green trees to snowy peaks. The park is home to wild animals like mountain goats, lynxes, eagles, and rare plant species. It is also tied to the culture and history of Berber people, with ancient rituals, folk stories, and a life close to nature. Besides attracting climbers, the peak is seen as a sacred place with deep spiritual meaning. Bazaruto Archipelago is a group of islands off the southern coast of Mozambique, known for its untouched beauty and rare marine ecosystem. It is one of the most important marine reserves in Africa, with clear blue waters, long white sandy beaches, and natural dunes rising from the sea. The landscape here feels surreal, with watercolors that change with the weather and coral reefs spreading across wide areas. Bazaruto is also special for strange natural events, like sea fog appearing suddenly at dawn or waters changing color with seasonal winds. The mix of unusual nature and mysterious biological features makes this archipelago one of the seas described as a mirage oasis in the ocean. Tweefelfontein is a dry region in northern Namibia, famous for thousands of ancient rock engravings carved directly onto sandstone surfaces. It is one of the largest and most important archaeological sites in Africa and has been recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The landscape is a mix of glowing red rocks under the sun and rough, dry terrain, creating an ancient and mysterious atmosphere. This area was once home to ancient hunter-gatherer communities who left behind carvings of animals, human footprints, and abstract symbols. The long-lasting condition and preservation of these rock engravings suggest it was an important spiritual and ritual center for early people. Besides its historical value, Tweefelfontein is also known for rare weather patterns and geological features found in this semi-desert region of Namibia. Hogsback is a mountain area in South Africa, known for its ancient forests, thick mist, and cool climate throughout the year. It sits at about 4,000 feet above sea level, creating perfect conditions for lush plant life and clean, fresh air. Many travelers come to Hogsback for its peaceful and remote feeling, with green, moss-covered forests and trees that are hundreds of years old. Hogsback is known for strange natural beauty and unpredictable weather, including rare snowfall during the winter season in South Africa. Mist appears suddenly and disappears quickly, making the landscape seem to shift and change from moment to moment. The rugged terrain, forest trails, and cold air make this place ideal for people who enjoy quiet nature, far from crowds and cities. Tsitsikamma National Park is one of South Africa's most remarkable national parks, located along the southern coastline, known for its dramatic mix of forest cliffs and powerful ocean waves. It is one of the rare places where dense forest and open ocean meet directly, creating a unique ecosystem with extremely high biodiversity. The forest here is evergreen, filled with trees that are hundreds of years old, while the coastline features rocky ledges, caves, and channels that cut into the sea. Tsitsikamma impresses visitors with landscapes that constantly change, from misty, wet forests in the early morning to crashing waves against cliffs and trees growing near the edge. All these create a raw, intense, yet deeply captivating place where nature is felt through both sight and sound. South Luangwa National Park is one of the most remarkable wild national parks in Africa, known for its rich variety of animals and untouched natural landscapes. The terrain includes rivers, grasslands, mopan woodlands, dry forests, and seasonal wetlands, creating an ecosystem that changes with rising and falling water levels. This park is known as the birthplace of walking safaris, a way to explore nature on foot, guided by local experts. The scenery in South Luangwa is most striking in the dry season, when the Luangwa River shrinks, exposing cracked earth where hippos crowd into shrinking pools and crocodiles lie along the hot ground. Its raw wilderness and the chance to see wildlife up close make this park a favorite for biologists, photographers, and field explorers. Spitzkoppe is one of the most remarkable granite wonders in Africa, located in the vast desert of Namibia. It is well known for its towering, sharp-edged granite peaks formed from ancient rock, estimated to be over 700 million years old. The most iconic feature is the main peak, which rises like a pointed spear from the flat desert floor and has earned the nickname Matterhorn of Africa due to its shape and prominence. The entire setting feels surreal, as enormous rock masses stand alone in a quiet, sandy plain with almost no vegetation in sight. Spitzkoppe offers a raw, untouched beauty. There are no fences, no paved roads, and no artificial lighting after sunset. Natural stone arches, massive crevices, and wind-carved rock surfaces create an ancient and alien landscape that feels completely different from anywhere else on Earth. The Avenue of the Baobabs is a legendary natural site located in the vast plains of Madagascar. The setting is completely open, with no forests and no buildings, only sky, red soil, and ancient trees rising like prehistoric stone pillars. The landscape of the Avenue of the Baobabs is impressive due to the strong contrast between the trees' great height and the empty, flat ground. In the early morning or at sunset, slanting light passes through the trunks, creating long shadows that attract photographers and nature lovers alike. This is one of the very few places on Earth where you feel as if you've entered a different world, wild, original, and timeless. Meru National Park is one of the lesser-known national parks in Kenya, yet it offers some of the wildest and most untouched landscapes in the country. It stands out for its unusual mix of open grasslands, thick bushes, sparse forests, and a network of rivers and streams that support a rich wildlife habitat. Unlike the more popular and crowded parks, Meru remains quiet, pristine, and largely untouched by human presence. The The scenery in Meru is striking because of its sharp contrasts. On one side, dry, cracked earth and drought-resistant shrubs. On the other, winding rivers surrounded by lush green vegetation. It is the perfect place for anyone seeking a raw and personal experience with African wilderness. Blyde River Canyon is one of the largest canyons in the world and the largest green canyon on Earth, located in South Africa. The landscape is striking, with towering cliffs rising thousands of feet, a winding river cutting through the gorge, and rock formations shaped over millions of years. This place is famous for its rare combination of high mountains, tropical forests, and a rich freshwater ecosystem. Visitors are often overwhelmed by the vastness, deep valleys, and endless greenery that stretch in every direction. The air in the canyon is always cool and slightly humid, making it a pleasant environment throughout the year. From the top, the entire canyon looks like a living prehistoric world, with shifting light that changes the view every minute. Mahal Mountains National Park is home to one of the largest wild chimpanzee populations in the world, living completely in a natural habitat without human interference. This park has no roads and no vehicles, and it can only be reached by boat and hiking through steep jungle slopes. Researchers have followed the chimpanzees here for over 60 years, recording complex behaviors like tool use, gesture communication, and tight social bonding. Mahali is a place where humans step back and nature takes full control of space, time, and life. Windy, Impenetrable National Park is one of the oldest forests in Africa, with an estimated age of over 25,000 years, and its elevation shifts constantly, creating a rugged and mysterious landscape. It is home to nearly half of the mountain gorillas left in the world, an extremely rare primate species with up to 98% of DNA similar to humans. Access to the gorillas is highly restricted and tightly controlled to prevent disease transmission from humans to wild animals. This dense jungle has such thick vegetation that many areas cannot be traversed using modern vehicles. Notably, many visitors have reported incredible experiences where gorillas behaved as if protecting lost people, creating both a mystical and intimate feeling. With more than 160 tree species and hundreds of bird species, this destination is not only captivating, but also holds great ecological importance and was recognized by UNESCO as a World Natural Heritage Site in 1990. Kafue National Park is the largest national park in Zambia, with an area of about 8,600 square miles, which is larger than many small countries. This place stands out for its combination of grasslands, swamps, open forests, and rivers, creating one of the richest ecosystems in Africa. It is one of the few places on the continent where people can see both cheetahs and African wild dogs, two rare predators living together. The park is also famous for having over 500 bird species and many rare types of antelopes that are not easy to find elsewhere. Even though it covers a huge area, many zones in Kafue remain untouched by humans, keeping a nearly perfect wilderness. Especially, visitors can join night drives to see predators, which is rare in African parks. Damaraland is a dry region rich in both natural and cultural value, with ancient rocky mountains, red soil, and giant stones shaped by wind and sand. This place is known for a sea fog phenomenon that moves inland and brings rare moisture for wildlife like desert elephants and lions. It holds thousands of ancient rock carvings that are thousands of years old, proving early human presence in prehistoric times. What makes Damaraland unique is its barren but deep beauty, where every stone carries the mark of time. Its vast and empty landscape feels like another world and pushes people to think about their existence and connection to nature. Damaraland is not a place of comfort, but a place to deeply connect with raw beauty and the roots of our planet. Kilimanjaro National Park surrounds the highest mountain in Africa with a height of 19,341 feet, and it stands out for its unique elevation-based landscape transitions. Climbers must pass through 5 different ecological zones, from humid rainforests to permanent snowfields, within just a few days to reach the summit. Even though it is near the equator, the summit is always covered with snow year-round, a rare and paradoxical natural phenomenon. Over 3,000 people attempt to climb Kilimanjaro each year, but only about 60% reach the top due to altitude and extreme weather shifts. Kilimanjaro is also home to many rare animals like colobus monkeys and unique bird species. It is not only a natural symbol of the African continent, but also a destination heavily affected by climate change, as its glaciers are melting rapidly each year. Djenné is an ancient city in Mali famous for having the largest mud brick architecture in the world, with buildings that have stood strong for over 100 years. The entire city has a distinctive brown-yellow color, forming a unified architectural complex like a living sculpture in the harsh desert environment. Every year, the local community holds a mud plastering festival where people repair the buildings by hand using traditional methods. Djenné was once a major trade center on the ancient trans-Saharan route, exchanging gold, salt, and Islamic knowledge. UNESCO recognized Djenné as a World Heritage Site in 1988 because of its rare architectural, cultural, and historical values. Sossusvlei is the most iconic part of the Namib Desert, with giant red sand dunes over 980 feet tall, shaped like ocean waves. The color of the sand changes with sunlight throughout the day, creating a unique and magical view. A rare natural event happens when distant floods reach the area, and the dry basin turns into a temporary lake, awakening hidden life. Dead trees that are hundreds of years old still stand without decaying in the harsh, dry climate. The area was once seen as sacred by local people, with many legends about nature's rebirth connected to the land. What makes Sossusvlei different is its surreal feeling, no man-made sounds, only wind, sand, and the shadows of time. Drakensberg is the most majestic mountain range in South Africa, with many peaks rising over 1,400 feet, forming massive natural rock walls. Its landscape mixes steep cliffs, green valleys, rivers, and tall waterfalls, creating a wild and breathtaking space. A special weather event is the standing rain, where thick clouds stay around the peaks for days, giving a cool and mysterious climate. Drakensberg holds thousands of ancient rock paintings made by early humans, showing their spiritual and social life. What makes this place unique is the rare combination of powerful nature and deep cultural meaning. For many people, being in Drakensberg is a healing journey, escaping modern stress and reconnecting with the pure beauty of nature. Mnemba Atoll is one of the most outstanding and well-preserved coral reefs in Tanzania, with clear turquoise water and powdery white sand. The underwater ecosystem here is rich with hundreds of reef fish species, rare sea turtles, and dolphins that often appear during migration seasons. A unique natural event is the annual return of sea turtles to lay eggs on the beach, a behavior that has lasted for millions of years. This place was once a key stop in ancient sea trade routes, linked to the history of exchange between Africa and Indian Ocean civilizations. What makes Mnemba special is its ability to keep a healthy marine ecosystem in today's changing climate, thanks to its natural, ring-shaped coral structure. For many people, diving into the crystal-clear ocean and hearing the rhythm of the sea is a healing experience. Nosy Aranga National Park protects part of Victoria Falls, a natural wonder recognized by UNESCO, with a width of about 1 mile and a height of 354 feet. The area is famous for thick mist rising from the falling water, creating a rare rainforest sustained by air moisture. The name Nosy Aranga means the smoke that thunders, showing local respect and myths tied to the falls. Its ecosystem is rich with elephants, hippos, white rhinos, and many rare birds. Victoria Falls is linked with ancient legends about ancestor spirits that live there and protect the sacred land. This park offers both natural and cultural value, drawing many visitors to admire and explore its wonders. Galagadi Trans-Frontier Park is a rare natural wonder with semi-desert landscapes that stretch across more than 5,400 square miles between Botswana and South Africa. Its most unique features are the fiery red sand dunes, cracked dry land, and ancient riverbeds that make the place feel like prehistoric Earth. In the late afternoon, sunlight reflects off the sand and creates colors that resemble flames spreading across the horizon. The park is famous for protecting predators like black-maned lions, leopards, and hyenas in a wild setting without human interference. There are no fences and no long paved roads here, and visitors must adapt to the harsh natural environment. Galagadi is not just a travel destination, but a living example of raw, untamed wilderness in its purest form. Ruaha National Park is one of the largest national parks in Africa, covering about 720 square miles with diverse natural scenery like rocky plateaus, grasslands, and the Ruaha River flowing through dry land. This place stands out for having the largest elephant population in East Africa and the presence of lions, leopards, spotted hyenas, and African wild dogs. The wildlife also includes over 570 bird species, offering a rare and valuable ecological diversity. Besides its grand beauty, the park is tied to local legends about ancestral spirits in the forest and strange whispers heard by the river during full moon nights. Ruaha is not only a stunning wilderness destination, but also a symbol of harmony between nature and human culture. Amboseli National Park is a wildland in Kenya, with flat plains, red dust, and dry grasslands nourished by underground streams from melting ice on Mount Kilimanjaro. Its most iconic scene is giant elephants, calmly walking across open land with a snow-covered mountain in the background, a sight found nowhere else. Amboseli is not only a paradise for elephants, but also home to lions, leopards, and hundreds of rare bird species. At night, the Maasai people believe a mysterious green light sometimes appears near the swamps, seen as a sign of ancestral spirits guarding the land. It was first protected in 1906 and officially declared a national park in 1974, making it a symbol of harmony between humans, nature, and cultural heritage. Ngorongoro crater is the largest intact volcanic caldera in the world, formed after a massive volcano collapsed about 2 to 3 million years ago. The basin is around 2,000 feet deep and creates a rare enclosed ecosystem where wildlife lives without needing to migrate. This place is famous for its green open plains, sparkling lakes, and steep cliffs that surround it like a natural fortress. In early mornings, thick fog covers the area, making everything look mysterious and ghostly. Some local legends say this land is protected by ancestral spirits, and people have heard strange singing from the crater at night. Ngorongoro is not only a natural wonder, but also a historic site where early humans lived more than 2 million years ago. Simuliki National Park is one of the few tropical rainforests in East Africa with features similar to Central African jungles. It was formed by tectonic movements in the East African Rift and was once the bottom of an ancient sea millions of years ago. Some hot springs here reached temperatures up to 212 degrees Fahrenheit, creating thick mist that covers the forest. The park was officially established in 1993, though native communities have lived here since ancient times. Ahagar is a national park located in the middle of the Sahara Desert, famous for its ancient basalt peaks rising above dry sand fields. Some mountain peaks reach over 9,800 feet, creating a landscape that feels like another planet. During the day, the rocks appear light gray, but turn glowing orange and red at sunset due to the shifting light. Temperatures here can differ by more than 60 degrees Fahrenheit between day and night, which is rare in desert environments. Historically, this area was home to the Tuareg people, a native nomadic group with their own language and beliefs. They left behind thousands of rock carvings over 7,000 years old, showing ancient human life in the region. Matobo National Park is famous for its giant granite rocks stacked together, creating a rare and strange natural landscape. A unique feature is the balancing rocks, huge boulders resting on smaller ones that have stayed stable for thousands of years. This place holds over 3,000 ancient rock paintings older than 13,000 years, showing the lives and beliefs of early humans. The park is also home to many rare animals, especially black rhinos that are now critically endangered. With an area of nearly 170 square miles, this place makes visitors feel like they are walking in a preserved ancient world. The silence of the rocks, wind, and time brings deep reflection about life, the past, and our place in nature. Volcanoes National Park is one of the most unique national parks in the world, with many volcanoes over 8,000 feet covered in ancient cloud forests. Old volcanic rocks and hot steam rising from the earth mix with the morning fog to create a rare magical scene. This park is the last home of rare mountain gorillas, offering a special chance to see them in the wild. It is also well known for the work of biologist Dian Fossey, who made history in the fight to protect wildlife. With a large area of about 62 square miles, it is both a biodiversity hotspot and a symbol of sacred connection between people and nature. A visit here leaves a deep emotional impact and changes how we think about life, duty, and the original beauty nature gives us.